So, as you've probably already seen in the thumbnail, I bought a motorhome. And it was on a bit of a whim, I'm not going to lie. I bought this at the weekend off of another trader and it got delivered yesterday. I told Chris that I'd bought it, and when it arrived he said, Rob, yeah, I agree, it was cheap and there is plenty of profit in it, but where are we going to get the time to get this done? We're already working 7 days a week. Where are we going to find the time to do this? And I completely agree with him. We haven't really got the time to do it. I've purchased it and it was meant to be running. It's arrived on the back of a truck and it has got an immobilizer fault. So Chris has just literally soldered a new button on the key fob. We've got a new battery for it and we're going to start messing around with that and try and actually get it running today. But basically, the van has been in storage for quite some years, and the storage company rang the chap and said, look, you need to come and sort out your van. It's been broken into and it's had a lot of stuff stolen from it. So obviously there is always a bit of a story on it. It is unrecorded. It's not registered as damaged. The bloke didn't claim off his insurance. But as you can see, the awning has been stolen. This front window's been stolen. The side window down the back there, and also the rear window. I'm trying to stay as far away from it as I can because I keep recording and you miss half of it because I don't actually show it, but you can see that back window's missing. We will get into that a little bit more. Once we get it running, we can then pull it away and I can show you right round it. But the grill there where the fridge was, that's also gone, and the fridge and all of the furniture inside it has also been stolen as well. So we're having a bit of a plan. We're going to play it by ear and just keep going through. But the plan today is, the most important thing is get this van up and running. So we're going to get that battery on, mess around with the immobilizer and try and solve that. We're then going to actually clean it, get involved in trying to tidy it right up. And then again, we'll just pick up where we left off and go from there. I'm not going to be doing the complete project start to finish, but we are going to get it all running, get it cleaned up and try and get it out the door and make a few pennies on it. Just 5 minutes in there, you would have seen me laying down underneath. I actually arced across the starter motor after putting a battery on, just to make sure that it spun over. I checked the oil, checked the water, and that was all fine. It is spinning over, so, and it does, the engine does sound okay when it's spinning over. So I've just gone and taken this panel off under the steering wheel here, and this yellow box is actually the original immobilizer box, which it still has the factory immobilizer box, but this is an aftermarket, and we just don't think it's unarming. It come with this button, and this micro switch was actually missing, and as you can see there, Chris actually took an old key apart and he's made that, and when I pulled to push the button, we don't think it's disarming, because as soon as you turn the ignition on with that disarmed, sorry, I'm just a bit awkward, I've got a pair of gloves on here, you can see the light is coming on and staying predominant, and also we've got a key lock light there. So we're kind of hoping that this is possibly something to do with it. We're going to rip all that out and go completely back to original and see where we get from there. Just rip that out, and it actually turns out that there's a loom here and it had all been actually chewed through by a little mouse or something like that. So Chris has replaced a few of the wires. We've had to make a live for the moment from the solenoid for the battery to spin it over, and we have just had one little attempt at bleeding it. Are they ready, mate? Are they?
Yeah, they're cracked.
And we've got another 2 open now. No.
Nearly.
So quite a lot of cranking there. Just a minute ago we was bleeding it up and we did get a bit of a fire, so we're going to continue to do this bleeding up process and hopefully cut back in as soon as we do get this fired up. So we have got it firing now on its own steam, but it has got quite a lot of air in the system, so Chris just said let's give it a good half an hour charge on the charger, and in the meantime I'm going to mess around and try and get these lockers to actually lock, because I've got all the keys for them. Just where it's been sat around for so long, the locks are just not turning. So I've got some WD there. I'm going to spray a load of that in there and try and get the locks all working. Managed to get all those lock boxes done. I actually took out the diesel injectors this morning and took them for testing, and they wasn't squirting out of all of the holes, but it's now done. I've got them all back in and it seems to be running. Probably going to be quite loud on camera, but it seems to be running absolutely beautiful. I put it in gear as well and drove it backwards and forwards, and it seems to move, so we're going to probably move on now and start cleaning up this side, getting all of those bags off, getting all the tape off and arranging to get the windows for it. Well, as you can see now guys, I have got it in the yard and I've just driven it in here under its own steam, so that's cracking that we've actually got it firing up now. First flick of the key and it does seem to drive, reverse and stop, start, so that is probably one of the main bits. But as you can tell by the state of it, it really is overdue a very, very good clean. So I'm just gonna literally walk around, get all these bags off it, they look terrible, get all this tape off it and try and get some of that glue residue removed that the tape has left on the motorhome. We'll start with the tape and the glue, and once we've got that off, I suppose we better crack on and give it a nice wash and get some air in those tyres. I tried doing it yesterday with the jump pack and a little pump, and to be honest I would have been there all day. Tiny little back window there, but a huge bin bag they've put over it, and look at all the tape residue. Let's crack on and get that off. would have seen there in that bit of time lapse, Chris coming out, keeps scratching his head saying to me, Rob, what on earth have you done buying this motorhome? But I'm convinced there's going to be a profit in it, and I am just spending little bits of time on it when I get 5 minutes. So you would have seen I've got all of that glue residue off and actually cleaned up all round the windows. But I think that this is going to come up quite nice with a nice wash. I have done, let's move around to the back. I've just got some G101 on the back of it and cleaned up all of that after I took the glue off. And you can see it has come up really nice. With a good mop and a polish, it will come up lovely. But I'm going to crack on now and actually try and get this all washed and cleaned. I've got some crash wrap to put on the windows, and that's why I've just been going around cleaning all of the muck and residue off, literally just around the edges here, because I didn't want to put that crash wrap on and then when you pull it off it's all mucky underneath, you know. I wanted to get it done, so let's crack on and get that done. As you can see, guys, it looks completely different to what it looked like. It looks so much better, and I would love to actually do all of the jobs on this van and keep it, because I really do want one, but I just don't think this is the one for me. And we just haven't got the time to get it done. But quite a few of you are going to ask, what did I use to clean that? Well, first of all, I parked it in the sun so that the heat got to all of that sticky residue, and then I used the G101 50/50 mix with water, and then after, obviously, I gave it a wash with some hot soapy water. But I think you would agree, excuse me, and I would appreciate your comments, how much better that does look and how different it does look now. With just a few hours cleaning it and getting it running, it really has enhanced it somewhat and just made it look so much better. I am going to include a couple of clips because I've been right up on the roof and actually cleaned all of the roof off as well. You heard me saying about the before and after pictures of the roof, and then I went in to do it and he went, no, sod that, Rob, run outside. He's good to go. He's going to take me up in the cherry picker so I can show you the roof. Yeah, go on, mate, when you're ready. I am scared of heights. So there you go, guys. Look how clean. Yeah, that's enough. We're pretty high up, but you can see how nice and clean that has come up now. And that probably took the longest time because I don't think it had ever been done. A lot of people don't, but look how much nicer and different that does look now. The next video on it, we're probably going to be doing the inside of it. And to be completely honest, the inside is actually the worst part of it. And that is going to be a lot of work, getting that cleaned up and tidied up. But me and Chris was having a chat like we normally do, and he said, Rob, why don't we? They've got such a massive audience, why don't we try it through Copart? And I thought, you know what? That's probably a really good idea, because they have got a huge audience and things like this do make really good money down there. I've seen them. So now we have cleaned it up, you can see the actual damage. And like I said before, that does want a little plate in there with a couple of rivets, and then someone could quite easily fiberglass that and repair that, no problem at all. There's a little bit here as well, and then obviously some little stress fractures, but a little skim of fiberglass over that will be repaired. But that is the main damage there. And it does stop right here. Sorry if there's a little bit of wind noise. I am doing my best. The crack starts from there, and it's very, very minimal. There's no damage here, just the little tiny spider fractures. So again, all of that is very, very repairable. And there's a couple of little marks around it, but nothing major. I think you would agree now, down the sides, it's very, very straight. And again, down this side, very, very straight. Yeah, Chris has got his little cherry picker out and washed it as well. I know someone's going to pick up on that. He had to use it the other day. I've put crash wrap on the windows to stop any water or moisture getting in there. So that window and the back window are actually the same size, and I think I've located a pair. I'm just waiting to hear back from the seller. But this one here, I've actually bought. I bought it on the internet and I'm waiting for it to turn up. So we've got that one. So I am going to be doing quite a few of the jobs. I'm not going to get into it too much, but just to show you the inside, I've got to put the cowling back together. These seats need a wash, and it all needs a really, really good clean out. You can see where it's been sat for a long time, but I'll give you a quick glimpse of what we're up against on the inside. Now I've lifted that up just to let it air out, but as you can see, it's pretty disgusting inside. So that is going to be the next video, getting the inside in some sort of condition, and definitely a bit of oil on that hinge. But the bed's up there, it's got a double bed up there, and I believe the one down here turns into a double bed as well, so it's a 4-berth. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. I think it looks $1 million compared to what it did, and I'm sure with a little bit more time and patience it can only get better and better. Well, I actually think there was only one man that was going to buy that motorhome how it was, and that turned out to be me. So pretty much we got no choice but to just make the best of it. Really, I should have run it by Chris and said my plans, but I just had this brilliant idea that I was going to buy it, it was going to turn up to the yard, and we was both going to crack on with it. There's no way I could sell it the way it was. It has to be all these little jobs and bits and pieces on it. They all need doing, like it didn't run, and you could tell that it didn't run for a long, long time. Now, the person I bought it off was another trader, but it's not somebody I've ever met, and I only literally spoke to him over the phone. They had it advertised on eBay. I'll give him a call, started chatting to him. He seemed like, you know, one of us, a trader, so I had a bit of a deal with him, and I've got the van delivered back here. So we're just going to have to make the most of what is to come with it. So the next video is going to be the inside of it, which should be a good one. And that is going to be the end of today's video. But please let me know what you think of my purchase in the comment section. It's probably the biggest thing I've ever bought, and like I said, it was on a whim. Drop your comments down, let me know what you think of it. Follow us on Instagram for the little sneak peeks at Salvage Rebuilds. Check out the merch, the link is in the description. I know a few of you have reached out to me about the merchandise lately. The guy has been moving office, he's back up, everything's sorted, and everything that is ordered is on its way. Like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you very soon in the next one.